Hello friends, now we are going to study chapter number 1 of CS management. Chapter number 1 is basically an introductory chapter. It talks about overall management in general. It talks about the various theories of management. It talks about the various aspects of the management, the objective of the management, use of the management, and what are the benefits of the management. It also talks about some definition given by researcher into the field of management and functions, skills, what is the meaning of manager, what is the scope of the management, and what are the various aspects of the management. Starting from the basic things, concept of the management, there are basically three entities. One is the household, another is a firm, and third is a government. See, when we talk about household and a firm are interrelated to each other. हाउसहोल्ड गुड्स एंड सर्विस कहाँ से लेता है? फर्म से गुड्स एंड सर्विस लेता है हाउसहोल्ड, और पैसा किसको देता है? फर्म को देता है. फर्म में गुड्स एंड सर्विस बनती कैसे है? बाय द पीपल, और वो पीपल आते कहाँ से? हाउसहोल्ड से. मतलब हाउसहोल्ड से लोग जाते हैं कंपनी में, कंपनी से उनको सैलरी मिलता है, वो सैलरी वाले जो पैसे हैं वो यूज करते हैं टू purchase things, to purchase service, to purchase goods. मतलब there is a circulation of money from firm to household, household to firm, household to firm. कैसे? household से पैसे गए to the firm, firm से पैसे गए as a salary to the household, and circulation of the services and goods from household to फर्म. हाउसहोल्ड से फर्म को क्या जाएगा? सर्विसेज, लेबर आवर्स, एंड फर्म क्या करेगा? गुड्स एंड सर्विस हाउसहोल्ड को देगा. तो दैट वे देयर इज अ सर्कुलेशन ऑफ मनी एंड रिसोर्सेज इनटू द ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, एंड ये सर्कुलेशन को कंट्रोल करने का काम, मैनेज करने का काम कौन करता है? गवर्नमेंट. सो देयर आर बेसिकली थ्री एंटिटीज, हाउसहोल्ड, फर्म एंड गवर्नमेंट. Management. This word has been derived from the word nomos, N-O-M-O-S. It is a Greek word, and the basic meaning of this word is management. Management provides planning, organizing, directing, and these are important thing for the business operation. कि पहले से चीज़ें प्लान करो, फिर सबको ऑर्गेनाइज करो चीज़ों को, मतलब कहाँ क्या काम होगा, कौन करेगा, कितना लोग करेगा, कौन किसे इंस्ट्रक्शन देगा, कौन किसकी इंस्ट्रक्शन लेगा, ये सारी चीज़. प्लस डायरेक्टिंग, मतलब लोगों को मोटिवेट करना, उन्हें गाइड करना, उन्हें काउंसिल करना, सुपरवाइज करना. सो दिस ऑल थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी अंडर द मैनेजमेंट. सो मैनेजमेंट इज एन आर्ट ऑफ गेटिंग थिंग्स डन. नॉर्मली एक कारपेंटर होता है, कारपेंटर क्या होता है? तो जो कारपेंटर करता है वो. तो मैनेजमेंट क्या होता है? जो मैनेजर करता है वो. मैनेजर क्या करता है? तो लोगों से काम करवाता है. सो इट इज एन आर्ट ऑफ गेटिंग थिंग्स डन. Now there are various definitions given by various management experts. The first definition is given by Hick. The process of getting things done by people and through people. लोगों से, लोगों के द्वारा करवाया जाता है काम. That is what? That is a management. लोगों से, लोगों द्वारा काम करवाने का process. That is a management. यहाँ पे हिक की डेफिनेशन एंड कुंज एंड ओडोनेल की डेफिनेशन, इन दोनों में फर्क क्या है? तो हिक का डेफिनेशन ये बोलता है कि मैनेजमेंट इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ गेटिंग थिंग्स डन बाय पीपल एंड थ्रू पीपल, जबकि कुंज एंड ओडोनेल का डेफिनेशन ये बोलता है कि इट इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ गेटिंग थिंग्स डन थ्रू पीपल एंड विथ पीपल. हियर द डिफरेंस इज दैट इनिशियली द फर्स्ट डेफिनेशन is more focused on the personal management. It is not focused about the HRM. HRM में लोगों के साथ मिलके काम करना है, and human are also important factor of the production, वैसा माना जाता है. So second definition जो है उसमें क्या लिखा है? Through and with people. Here the manager is also involved into the work. So it is a through and with people, while into the definition of Hick, it is by people and through people. So the basic difference of the Hick definition is about the individuality, and Kuhn's definition is more about the collectivism. Henry Fayol has also given some definition. It is more focused about what exactly work you are doing into the management. तो manager क्या करता है? सबसे पहले forecast करता है about the future opportunities and risks, and according to it is going to plan. तो to forecast and to plan, then is going to organize the things. Who is going to be whose reporting boss, which is going to be the department, which are going to be the chain of command. So everything is going to decide to give instruction and order. So that person is going to organize, manager is going to organize for what? For commanding the things. and finally he is going to coordinate the effort and command, is going to command a particular situation, or is going to command the organization or the people who are working into the organization. So management means to manage, means forecast करो, plan करो, organize करो, क्यों, command करने के लिए, and finally coordinate करो और command करो. So there are mainly 4 things you are supposed to do. forecast करो, and forecast के साथ plan करो, तो forecast and plan, then organize, then coordinating and commanding. As per Henry Fayol's definition, these are the 4 things: forecasting and planning, organizing, coordinating and commanding. Then there is a definition of Hammond. Hammond का definition बोलता है management is the function of getting things done through people and directing the efforts of individual toward a common objective, that is the objective of organization. Now, what are the objective of management? 1. Achieving maximum output with minimum effort. That is one of the objective. Whatever effort you are going to contribute into the achievement of organization goal, that should be minimum and the output should be maximum. That can be achieved by one thing. That is what optimum use of resource. Now, you need to understand the word optimum. I'll give you basic example. Let's say for example, if you are driving a bike, there is a difference between maximum and optimum. We used to get confused in between. Optimum का मतलब क्या होता है? Optimum means whatever maximum possible realization of resources is there, you are supposed to achieve it. Let's say for example, you are driving a bike. If you are driving at the speed of 80 km per hour, it means you are driving at a maximum speed. But if you drive between 30 to 50, where the mileage of the bike is going to be maximum, in that case you have used petrol or resources to run that particular bike or vehicle in an optimum way. Then maximum prosperity to the employee, as resources are going to be used optimum in an optimum way, and company is going to get benefit by using minimum effort and getting maximum output. Ultimately the profit are going to be increased, and it is going to affect the working condition, the pay, the salary, the bonus and everything of the employees. So by that, employees are going to be prosperous. So maximum prosperity to the employee. And last, human betterment and social justice. Ultimately, it is not about only employee, but if you do the optimum use of the resources, it means the scarce resources is going to be used in a proper way. You will get maximum output by using minimum efforts or minimum inputs. So in that case, क्या होगा? Your cost is going to be decreased. Because of that, धीरे your company is also going to grow, because you are doing good as far as use of the resource are concerned. So as company grows, there are opportunities that company will start a new plant, new services, new products under their operation. So as the operation is going to be expanded, there is going to be a generation of new employment, there is going to be a generation of the growth opportunities. So ultimately there is going to be a human betterment and social justice in a long run. So these are the main 4 objectives of the organization or management: achieving maximum output with minimum effort, optimum use of resource, maximum prosperity and human betterment. Now what is the importance of management? First is the achieving group goal. Actually management क्या करता है? It directs the effort of group towards the achievement of predetermined goal. It is not about the individual, because in an organization there isn't individual who is working. There is always a group of the people who are working. Even when we do the organizing, जब हम organizing करते हैं तब क्या करते हैं? तब individual को हम group में बना देते हैं. मतलब कि whole objective is going to be divided into the group, into the individual, and then individual is going to be combined into the group. So ultimately the whole objective is going to be divided into the group. So it is not about individual objective, it is the whole thing about the group objective. Then second objective is second importance is optimum utilization of resources. Management क्या करता है? It provides a maximum utilization of the scarce resources by selecting its best possible alternate use in industry form out of various uses. जितने भी अलग अलग यूज है उसमें से सबसे बेस्ट जो यूज होगा उस यूज के हिसाब से they will deploy resources. As far as resources concerned, resources means employee, machine, raw material and everything. ये सारी चीज़ें वो लोग मैक्सिमम रिटर्न मिल पाए वैसे जगह पे यूटिलाइज करते हैं. Then third importance is reduce cost. It gets maximum result through minimum input by proper planning and by using minimum input and getting maximum output. So it is same as the optimum utilization of the resources. यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि मैनेजमेंट अपने फिजिकल, ह्यूमन, फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज जो भी है वो उस मैनर में यूज़ करता है ताकि उसका बेस्ट कॉम्बिनेशन मिल सके और उससे कॉस्ट रिडक्शन हो सके. देन एस्टेब्लिशिंग साउंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एस्टेब्लिशिंग साउंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मीन्स the organization structure which organization is going to make it sync with the objective of management, which will help organization to achieve its objective in a proper way. It's establish a proper type of authority and responsibility relationship. मतलब ये क्लैरिटी मिल जाता है कि कौन किसके लिए अकाउंटेबल है, कौन क्या काम करेगा, कौन किसका सुपीरियर है, कौन किसका जूनियर है, ये सारी डिटेल मिल जाती है और सारा स्ट्रक्चर क्लियर हो जाता है. देन फिफ्थ इंपॉर्टेंस इज establishing equilibrium. Equilibrium क्यों? Because organization have to survive into the changing environment. It always keep in touch with the changing environment. So when there is a change into the external environment, according to it, organization have to make change into the internal environment, like into the strategy, into the objective, into the planning. So ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या करता है, मैनेजमेंट क्या करता है, इट हेल्प्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू रीच एट द इक्विलिब्रियम विच इज गोइंग टू बी अ बैलेंस बिटवीन इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट. एंड द लास्ट इज द प्रॉस्पेरिटी ऑफ सोसाइटी. अगर एफिशिएंट मैनेजमेंट होगा तो इट लीड्स टू बेटर इकोनॉमिकल प्रोडक्शन, मतलब कम रिसोर्सेज यूज़ करके ज़्यादा बेनिफिट मिलेगा. सो ड्यू टू दैट क्या होगा, कंपनी भी ग्रो करेगा, उसके साथ साथ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी ग्रो करेगा, उसके साथ साथ क्वालिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट भी बेटर रहेगा. सो क्वालिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट इज़ अ वन पैरामीटर जिससे प्रॉस्पेरिटी होगा. दूसरा, एज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ग्रो देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ न्यू प्लांट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ड्यू टू दो देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ न्यू employment generation to the organization. So ultimately it provides a better standard of living and increase the profit with beneficial to business and society both. So that way it is increasing prosperity of society. Now the next point is management is a science or art. So before understanding what is the science and art, we need to understand management is a science or art. We need to understand what is the meaning of science and what is the meaning of art. Science क्या होता है? It is a body of knowledge systemized through application of scientific method in any departmental inquiry. Whenever there is a word body of knowledge, you are supposed to consider it as a science. It is a science because there are certain relationship, प्रिंसिपल्स, उसके लिमिटेशन, ये सारा डिस्कवर हो चुका है, उसको टेस्ट किया है, उसको एस्टेब्लिश किया है इनटू थियरी, लॉज एंड प्रिंसिपल. साइंस में ये सारी चीज़ें होती है, ठीक है. बट इट डजंट मीन दैट कि जो भी प्रिंसिपल और लॉ बनाए गए हैं वो कभी भी चेंज नहीं होंगे. जैसे ही कोई भी नया नॉलेज आएगा, जैसे नया फेनोमेना डिस्कवर होगा, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू इट प्रिंसिपल जो भी है उसका नेचर, एप्लीकेशन, ये सारी चीज़ें चेंज होती रहती हैं. साइंस में क्या होता है, देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ साइंस. वन इज़ द फिजिकल साइंस एंड उसको दूसरा बोला जाता है एग्जैक्ट साइंस. जैसे अपना फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथमेटिक्स हो गया, ये सारा क्या है, एग्जैक्ट साइंस. एंड अनदर इज अ वेरिएबल साइंस दैट इज ऑल्सो कंसिडर्ड एज अ सोशल साइंस. जैसे इकोनॉमिक्स, सोशियोलॉजी, साइकोलॉजी, ये सब हो गया. ये सब क्या है, बिकॉज इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द इंडिविजुअल ह्यूमन बिहेवियर, इट कीप्स चेंजिंग फ्रॉम सब्जेक्ट टू सब्जेक्ट, ऑब्जेक्ट टू ऑब्जेक्ट. इट इज नोन एज वेरिएबल साइंस. सो मेनली दो टाइप के साइंस हो गए, एक हो गया एग्जैक्ट साइंस और दूसरा हो गया variable science. When we talk about the science, management is more like a variable science rather than exact science. And management के basis, management की काफ़ी सारी ऐसी है जो theories develop की गई है, established principle है, बहुत सारी theories भी बन गई है. तो that way we can say that कि yes, management is a science. Now we'll understand feature of management as a science. Management be considered as an inexact science. It is not exactly whatever is there into the pure science, but it is an inexact science which deal with the complex phenomena related to which there is not much research has been done. इतना ज़्यादा रिसर्च नहीं हुआ है, there is a limited knowledge. Then management is still a developing science, अभी भी वो डेवलप हो रहा है. Management actually is an interdisciplinary study of science and it draws freely from other disciplines such as economics, sociology, psychology. ये सारे फील्ड से थोड़ा थोड़ा नॉलेज लेता है मैनेजमेंट and it is an interdisciplinary science. Then we'll talk about the feature of management as an art. मैनेजमेंट क्या होता है कि हर एक बंदे का मैनेजमेंट स्टाइल अलग अलग होता है. इट मीन्स इट इज़ अ प्रोसेस ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. क्या इन्वॉल्व करता है, द नो हाउ एंड द स्किल्स विच इज़ रिक्वायर्ड टू डू द मैनेजमेंट. नाउ मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द मैनेजमेंट क्या है? इट इज द अकम्प्लिशमेंट ऑफ द कॉन्क्रीट रिजल्ट. एंड मैनेजमेंट क्या होता है? इट इज अ क्रिएटिव इन अ सेंस दैट कि whenever you want to solve any problem, if you have applied a particular thing, particular way to solve that problem, if the problem arises again, you are not supposed to put the same thing. You might not able to get solution by applying the same theory or same principle or same practices. So every time a manager need to be creative. So yes, management is a personalized, as each and every manager have their own approach to do the management as per their skill, and for each and every problem also there is going to be a different creative ideas to solve it. It doesn't mean that ki science and art both are mutually exclusive. The meaning of mutually exclusive is that if one thing is into the science, that cannot be into the art. If one thing is into the art, that cannot be into the science. But here what happened, management is a particular thing which can be under the head of science also and can be under the head of art also. So there is a intersection between science and art, and management stays into that intersection. So we cannot say that science and art are mutually exclusive. If any two things which are mutually exclusive, then their intersection is going to be zero. But here what, science and art दोनों का इंटरसेक्शन में मैनेजमेंट आता है. सो वी कैन नॉट से दैट कि साइंस एंड आर्ट बोथ आर म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव, बट both are not mutually exclusive. Now we'll consider some of the characteristic, what is the meaning of profession, and then we try to evaluate that management is a profession or not. जैसे जैसे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ रही है, जैसे जैसे नया कॉर्पोरेट फॉर्म ऑर्गेनाइज हो रहा है, फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नया कॉर्पोरेट फॉर्म आ रहा है, जैसे जैसे ऑनरशिप एंड मैनेजमेंट दोनों अलग अलग होने लगे हैं. सो एवरीडे मैनेजर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बढ़ रही है और उसको एक डिस्टिंक्ट प्रोफेशन का स्टेटस देने का एक टाइम आ रहा है. So there are many people who are agreeing that management is a profession. There are many people who are not agreeing about that. So let us understand what are the main features for considering any degree or any qualification or any job as a profession. There are mainly four things. One, there must be a systematic body of knowledge. मतलब एक defined body of knowledge होना चाहिए उसका, जो actually when we talk about management, yes, there are some theories, principle, rules and regulation are already established. So yes, it is a defined body of knowledge. Then second, there is a need of learning and proper organization. When we talk about management, yes, you have to gain some of the managerial skill and managerial theories you need to understand to do an effective management. So second point is also satisfied by it. Third, entry restricted on the basis of education or exam. When we talk about education or exam, entry restriction by it means if someone want to do audit, in that case that person have to clear examination of CA, Chartered Accountancy. It means in the field of audit, the entry has been restricted by the examination. Same way, when we talk about management, if someone want to be manager, it doesn't mean that that person have to clear MBA examination. So that way there isn't any entry restriction. The third point, entry restricted on the basis of some examination or education, is not getting satisfied over here. And last, dominance of service motive. If someone is doing an gaining a skill of management, it means that he want to manage the things. So there is a service motive behind a particular study. So yes, in the management also there is a service motive behind any study of management. So first point, second point and fourth point, systematic body of knowledge, need for learning or proper organization and dominance of service motive are satisfied by the management. But the third point, that is the entry restriction on the basis of examination or education, is not getting satisfied. So that is the reason there is a controversy between the people. Some people says that yes, it is a field of, it is considered as a profession. Some people says that it cannot be considered as a profession. Now we'll understand some of the school of management. When we talk about school of management means different thought of management. There are various theories which has been developed. Now the basis for various theory is different. So on the different basis for development of the theory, there are various school which is exist into the management. So बहुत सारे management scholar and participation believe that the theories of management are aimed at establishing the best way of doing things. But it is appreciated that management theory and science do not advocate the best way to do things in the light of every situation. कोई भी सिचुएशन में ये एक ही तरीका है बेस्ट, वैसा कभी भी नहीं बोला जाता इन द मैनेजमेंट. आई विल गिव यू एग्जांपल. जैसे इफ समवन वांट टू मोटिवेट समवन, इन दैट केस There isn't any based way on any single based way. There are various way. Out of that, you can choose any way on the basis of the situation. So management never ever advocate the only based way to do the things, but it gives one of the way out of all the based ways available to deal with the situation. So there is a different opinion and controversies as far as management research is concerned after World War II. So because of that, there are various school of thought has been arised, starting from operational school of management through the mathematical school, which include human behavior school, the system school, decision theory school, etc., etc. Now we'll study all this school in detail. First is the empirical approach. In the empirical approach, the people who believe in this school feels that management theory can only be developed by the study of cases and analysis of the cases. It means that जो भी theory develop किया जा रहा है वो किसके basis पे किया जाएगा? Case study के basis पे. It means समझ लो कि थोड़े time पहले in the manufacturing industry there is a company, वो company में एक manufacturing में efficiency का problem हुआ था और उन लोगों ने by applying 10-12 ways they have tried to solve it and they are successfully able to solve it that problem. तो क्या करेंगे हम? सबसे पहले विल राइट अ केस, उसके अंदर जो जो प्रैक्टिसेस उन्होंने अप्लाई की थी उसका एक लिस्ट बना लेंगे. आफ्टर दैट द सेम प्रॉब्लम अराइज इनटू 10 डिफरेंट कंपनीज. सो एंड द 10 डिफरेंट कंपनीज आर एबल टू सॉल्व इट. तो वो 10 कंपनी ने किस तरह से सॉल्व किया है, इंडिविजुअल केसेस बनाएंगे, हर एक का इंडिविजुअल प्रैक्टिसेस उन्होंने क्या अप्लाई किया है वो बनाएंगे और वो प्रैक्टिसेस में से जितनी भी कॉमन प्रैक्टिसेस होगी उन सबको विल एस्टेब्लिश एज अ theory. So that is the empirical approach. Then another approach came into the existence is the interpersonal behavior approach. As definition of management says that कि management का मतलब होता है लोगों से काम करवाना. If you want to get your work done by the people, in that case your relationship with the people are the most important factor. So the people who are supporting this approach says that to do the better management, it is important that your relationship with your So if you want to get your work done, in that case as per the definition of management, your relationship with your subordinate is going to play an important role. So the people who advocated for this approach, the approach of interpersonal behavior, has advocated that the most important thing is your interpersonal skills, which will help you to get your things done. So management theory, whatever you want to develop, should be on the basis of interpersonal skills. So the people have done research on the human aspect of the management, and it is also known as behavioral science or leadership or human relation approach. Then the third school of the thought is the group behavior approach. It says that interpersonal relationship should be in the focus, but it is not about the interpersonal relationship, because it is not about the individual, it is all about the group, because in the organization it is all about group who are working into the organization. So it is important to understand how a particular group think, how a particular group behave, and how the people who are working into the group are behaving. So influence of group, social factor are the main focus of this approach. Now after this three approach, there is a fourth approach came, that is a decision theory approach. These people think that decision making is the main core of the business. If you take right decision, it means the better management has been done. To make management perfect, it is important that you are supposed to take a right decision. The concern for these people is mainly the study of group, individual and organization decision making. So the theory about the decision making which has been developed is by the people who are supporting decision theory approach. Then the another school came into the existence, that is a mathematical approach. And no doubt mathematics is a very important and integral part of the management, but the people or the scholar from this particular school of thought feels that everything into the management can be done by the mathematical formula, can be practiced by the mathematical formula, and they have developed linear programming, use of mathematics into the management. Then the another approach came is the operational approach. This approach is a vital thinking of all the approach that which relates most of the managing and which can be most useful in real life situation. So there is a center core of knowledge about managing which exists only in management. It is not about only one concept, it is all about all the concepts which we have discussed prior should be there and in the center, and the theory is developed on the basis of the interrelationship of the all the factors or all the school of thought which we have studied. So operation approach is actually developing their concept from all the possible discipline which have direct or indirect effect on human behavior and organization functioning. So these theories are generally established theories. Now we'll talk about the management functions. Henry Fayol, he was a French industrialist and popularly known as the founder of modern management theories, divided all activities of industries undertaking into 6 groups. One is the technical, another is commercial, then financial, then security, accounting and managing. Fayol ने क्या किया है? He has distinguished between principle and element of management, and as per him functions कौन से? तो planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating and controlling. Same way Luther Gulick ने पोस्ट कॉप कॉइन किया था. इज प्लानिंग, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग, स्टाफिंग, डायरेक्टिंग, कोऑर्डिनेटिंग, रिपोर्टिंग एंड बजटिंग. न्यूमैन एंड समर, हु आर आल्सो मैनेजमेंट स्कॉलर, गिव्स function. There are main function as per Newman and Summer are organizing, planning, leading and controlling. So there is going to be a detailed chapter on each and every function of the management in our course. Now management function, we'll get a basic understanding about the management function. The first function is planning. Planning means क्या करना होता है? तो planning में you have to lay down the objective, which are the policies you want to implement during the decided time period. What are going to be the procedure to complete a particular task? What are the various rules which are going to be applied? What would be the program can be major and minor. Then budget, whatever course of action you want to take, it should be converted into the numeric term, that is the budget. And strategy is your ultimate planning, how you are going to acquire your resources, how you are going to use your resources, how you are going to dispose your resources to achieve your organization objective. Then organizing में क्या होता है कि you have to determine the activity on the base of the objective. On the base of the objective you will find out all the activities which you are supposed to carry out. After that those activities are going to be grouped into same kind of activities. If there are same kind of activities, then they are grouped into one group. After that, in each and every group, each and every activities are going to be assigned with the individual, and then there is going to be a superior subordinate relationship for each and every group. And at the last, the group which we have made are going to be coordinated by authority responsibility relationship throughout the organization. Then the third management function is the HRM, that is human resource management. In that, the things related to recruitment, selection, the process of recruitment, selection, the welfare activities, the activities related to personnel who are working into the organization are going to be there. When we talk about directing is mainly guiding, motivating people to get your work done. Directing is an initiating activity of management in which you will find out various ways how to show the leadership, how to guide the people. You have to give instruction to the people who are working under you. You have to motivate them to do the right work. You have to check the performance of them. When we talk about directing, there are main activities or the main pillars of the directing, main basis of the directing are, let's say for example, it's a supervision, motivation, leadership, communication and coordination. These are the main function or main pillars of the directing. When we talk about controlling, during the time period of planning, we have decided about the budget. So budget is a particular thing which is going to be made during the time of planning, and what we do exactly into the controlling is whatever we have expectation, we have converted into the plan, or we have converted into the budget during the time of planning. Now after implementing the real course of action, we will identify what is the reality, and then we'll compare it to the budgeted action, and if there is a deviation, then we will do the creative planning to solve out that deviation or to remove that deviation. So controlling is nothing but it is completely based upon the planning. Controlling is the activity which cannot exist without planning, and on the basis of the planning, if you want to go ahead, in that case controlling is the most useful tool in the all activity. Then innovation and manager, because as we already discussed, there isn't any single way to do the work into the management. It never advocate the only best way to do the things. There are various ways which are better, but out of that, on the basis of the situation, you have to select one way. So in that case, a manager need to be innovative to understand the condition and to implement the better plan which will help him to remove the deviation, or which will help him to run organization on a predetermined path. So when we talk about manager, if there is a situation arise and a manager has solved that particular situation by applying XYZ theory, if next time the same situation arise, in that case might be possible the XYZ strategy which you have applied might not fulfill your objective or your need. In that case, you have to be innovative and you have to find out a new way to deal with the condition. So innovation is very important and integral part for the manager. Now goal of managers. Initially क्या होता था सालों पहले, the owner and the manager of an organization should be one only. There isn't any difference between them. मतलब जिसका दुकान होता था या तो जिसका बिजनेस है वही बंदा वो बिजनेस को या तो शॉप को मैनेज कर रहा है. तो in that case there isn't any difference between the identity of manager and the owner. But as the organizations are growing, as the MNCs are entering into the market, there is a growth into the organization. Right now the ownership and management has been changed. There are different people, the owner is someone different and the manager is someone different. So due to that, what happened, the goal of the owner and manager sometime are conflicting. Let's say for example, if the owner want to increase the profit and manager is more interested in increasing his salary. Now when manager asks for a salary high, then definitely the profit is going to be decreased. When owner want to increase the profit, in that case manager is not supposed to ask for the salary hike. So here the goal is conflicting. In that case it is important for the management in today's environment that goal setting should be done properly. There must be a proper an exercise in bargaining, reconciliation and ordering, because of variety of influence from such group as a worker union, government, consumer, supplier, environment, activist, etc. So goal setting became very important thing. Then there is another important thing, that is a coordination. When we talk about coordination, what is the basic meaning of coordination? Coordination means each and every activity should be synchronized properly, and whenever there is a need for the resources to carry out some activity, the resources should be available at that point of time. तो कोऑर्डिनेशन किसका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है? तो इट इज़ अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी मैनेजर. अब कोऑर्डिनेशन बेटर कब हो पाएगा? जब प्रॉपरली इंटरपर्सनल, हॉरिजॉन्टल रादर देन वर्टिकल रिलेशनशिप शुड बी अंडरस्टूड बाय द पीपल हु आर वर्किंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, देन कोऑर्डिनेशन प्रॉपर हो पाएगा. अनदर थिंग, इफ यू वांट टू डू बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन, देन ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ प्लानिंग you have to take coordination into the consideration, otherwise it is not possible to coordinate. And the main important thing into the coordination is communication. If there is a better communication, then it is easy to coordinate the things, and each and every function of the management is exercised under the coordination. So coordination is actually an essence of management. Now development of management theory. When we talk about management theories, the Frederick Taylor is the name which came into the mind because he is known as the father of scientific management, who started his career from the apprentice in small workshop and rose to the level of engineer. Apprentice से काम चालू किया था और engineer तक पहुँचे थे, and उन्होंने जो भी innovation की है, it is at the shop level and more on the base of the efficiency of the worker and manager who are into the production. Main principle given by the Frederick Taylor are separation of planning and doing. पहले क्या होता था, खुद ही बंदे को प्लानिंग करना होता था और उसी को उसे इम्प्लीमेंट करना होता था. rather than that, separation of planning and doing हो गया. मतलब क्या हो गया, डिविजन ऑफ वर्क प्रॉपर हो गया. मैनेजर को प्लानिंग करना है और वर्कर को डूइंग करना है. So both of them got the proper work. So there is an equal division of work happened between the manager and a worker. Then replacement of old rule of thumb method of manufacturing with scientific method. There is a new innovation into the scientific method, and new innovation into the production has been introduced by Frederick Taylor. Then scientific selection and training to the worker. The selection should be scientific on the basis of the skills, on the basis of the traits, and training also on the basis of the job. then absolute cooperation between labor and management for performance. It is not like that कि management ने जो बोल दिया worker are supposed to accept that goal. There must be a cooperation about the performance and performance goals. Then determining time standard for each job. एक काम करने के लिए कितना टाइम लगता है उसका stopwatch study से find out the time and all the essential element of job. कौन कौन से important parts of the job है वो identify करो. Then introduction of the system of functional foremanship at supervisory level. मतलब जो बंदा फीटर का सुपरवाइजर है, दैट पर्सन हैव टू बी अ फीटर. दैट इज व्हाट फंक्शनल फॉरमैनशिप. एंड डिफरेंशियल पीस रेट ऑफ वेज पेमेंट. इट मीन्स अगर कोई वर्कर एक पर्टिकुलर स्टैंडर्ड को क्रॉस कर जाता है तो उसको हायर रेट मिलेगा, हायर वेजेस मिलेंगे. अगर वो नहीं कर पाता है तो उसका पे कट होगा. तो there is a motivation behind the performance also. तो scientific management movement in the 20th century was held as a second industrial revolution. It is considered as a second industrial revolution. Scientific management mean an innovation in the field of management. It generated tremendous opposition even during the lifetime of Taylor. अब ड्यूरिंग द लाइफ टाइम ऑफ टेलर उसके सामने काफ़ी अपोज हुआ था, पब्लिक क्रिटिसिज्म हुआ था, उनके ऊपर केस भी हुआ था. 1912 में कांग्रेशियल कमेटी का हियरिंग भी आया था. और ड्यूरिंग द हियरिंग Taylor has given a lucid explanation of management as a separate and identifiable discipline. His stress of time and motion study and an efficiency at the shop level had the effect of overlooking other general aspects of the management, particularly in UK and US. So, after all this opposition also, his research has been properly accepted by the industries of UK and US. हेनरी लॉरेंस गैंट उसने क्या किया था, जो भी टेलर्स का डिफरेंशियल पेस रेट वेजेस का जो सिस्टम था उसका जो भी डिफिकल्टी था उसे सॉल्व किया था बाय न्यू मेथड नोन एज टास्क एंड बोनस प्लान. वो पर्टिकुलर मेथड में क्या था कि एक पर्टिकुलर स्टैंडर्ड से अप गया तो इतना सैलरी, एक पर्टिकुलर स्टैंडर्ड से नीचे रहा तो कम सैलरी. अब उसमें क्या होगा कि इफ द टारगेट इज 10,000 इन द मिड ऑफ द मंथ, इफ एम्प्लॉय रियलाइज दैट आई एम नॉट एबल टू रीच एट 10,000 देन ही वॉन्ट ट्राई एट ऑल. एंड 8,000 का टारगेट हो पाता हो फिर भी उस कंडीशन में वो 5,000 से भी सेटिस्फाइड हो जाएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि 5,000 करे कि 8,000 करे, उसको जो पे कट मिलने वाला है वो तो पे कट ही रहेगा. अगर किसी का 10,000 के ऊपर हो जाता है या तो 11,000 हो या 13,000 हो, उसको सैलरी तो सेम ही मिलेगी. तो इन दैट केस there is a benefit also and loop also, so which has been corrected by Henry Lawrence Gantt by applying task and bonus plan. It means अगर 8,000 किया तो इतना पे कट, 9,000 किया तो इतना पे कट, 10,000 किया तो ये, 11,000 किया तो इतना अचीवमेंट, 12,000 किया तो इतना एडिशन सैलरी. मतलब फॉर ईच एंड एवरी स्लैब there is a payment. Another researcher or another management scholar who really developed a great theory for creating a base of the management is Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is known as the father of modern management theory. Henry Fayol ने अपना करियर स्टार्ट किया था एज अ कोल माइन इंजीनियर इन 1860 इन फ्रेंच कोल माइन एंड ही बिकम CEO, चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव और मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर फ्रॉम 1883 to 1918. ड्यूरिंग विच उसने क्या किया, जो कंपनी बैंकरप्ट होने वाली थी उसको सक्सेसफुल बना दिया. और ड्यूरिंग दोज डेज उसने जो भी प्रैक्टिस किया उसके लिए ही हैज राइट अ बुक. दैट बुक इज नोन एज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन industrially et generale, that is into the French. And finally during 1929 तक 1916 में ये बुक लिखा गया था और 1929 तक इसका कोई भी इंग्लिश वर्जन अवेलेबल नहीं था. इन 1929 only a few hundred copies were distributed in UK. Fayol ने as we already discussed it 6 ग्रुप में डिवाइड किया था एक्टिविटीज को. फर्स्ट इज द टेक्निकल एक्टिविटी which is related to production, then commercial activity that is related to buying and selling, then financial activity, it is all about optimum use of capital, how to get the capital and everything. Accounting activity, that is a recording activity for the accounts, cost and statistic, then security activity that is related to protection of property and other things, and last is the managerial activity. The first 5 activities are quite well known and as such his work is largely devoted to the description and explanation of the managerial activity. Here refer to the function of management as its element and group them around the activities of planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating and controlling. Now there are various principles which has been established and given by Fayol. Fayol has suggested mainly 14 principles of management. First is the division of work, so as to produce more and secure better performance with the same effort. By which division of work से क्या कर पाओगे? You can do the better performance, you can get better performance. Authority and responsibility, wherever authority is used, responsibility arise, and the two are coextensive. Then discipline, to ensure obedience and respect for superior, discipline is important. Unity of command, मतलब एक एम्प्लॉई एक ही सीनियर से ऑर्डर लेगा. Then unity of direction, unity of direction means a group of activity with common objective shall have one head, one plan. Whenever there is a word one head, one plan, it means it is a unity of direction. Then subordination, subordination of individual interest to general interest. Then remuneration, हर एक को फेयर एंड अफोर्ड मैक्सिमम सेटिस्फैक्शन हो पाए उस टाइप का एम्प्लॉय का रेमुनरेशन होना चाहिए. सेंट्रलाइजेशन, सारे के सारे डिसीजन टॉप लेवल पे लिए जाएंगे, सारा का सारा अथॉरिटी टॉप लेवल पे होगा. स्केलर चेन, इट रिफर्स टू सुपीरियर सबऑर्डिनेट रिलेशनशिप थ्रू आउट द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. It should be short-circuited and not be carried to the extent it provide determinant to the business. Then order, there must be a place for everyone and each thing must be in its appropriate place. सब चीजें proper order में होनी चाहिए. Then equity, management must have the desire for equality and equity of treating the people who are working into the organization. Then stability of the tenure of the personnel, management should strive to minimize employee turnover, नौकरी छोड़ के लोग कम जाने चाहिए. Then initiative, it refers to thinking out and expecting a plan. It is all about taking a new initiative. And esprit de corps, that is a French word, the meaning of it is need of the teamwork. So these are the 14 principles given by Henry Fayol. Now we'll understand the contribution of behavioral psychologists and sociologists into the field of management. As we have discussed into the behavioral approach, the interpersonal relationship are going to play very important role, and that particular approach has given focus on the human relationship, informal group communication, employee motivation, leadership style, and etc. things. So there are so many sociologists, psychologists, and behavioral scientists who has contributed a lot into the field of management. The most remarkable contribution is given by Elton Mayo. He has done a Hawthorne experiment in between 1928 to 32. According to behavioralist, study of management is more concerned with the human behavior in organization and related method. Organization का effectiveness है वो भी depend करता है quality of the relationship among people. Main emphasis होता है इनका human relation पे, informal group communication पे, employee के motivation पे, leadership style पे, इन सब चीज़ों पे. Psychologist and sociologist ने भी बहुत ज़्यादा significant contribution दिया in the field of behavioral school of thought. Psychologist जैसे अब्राहम मैस्लो जिन्होंने develop किया है theory of need, मैकग्रेगर जिन्होंने टू फैक्टर थ्योरी दिया है, लेविट, क्रिस, अर्गिस, हर्ट्सबर्ग एंड मैककेलन, एंड सोशियोलॉजिस्ट लाइक बेग, डुबिन, कैट्स, गॉर्डनर एंड Accioni by their research have laid the foundation of interdisciplinary approach to the study of organization and management. The definition, the nature of the management, which is an interdisciplinary study of all the variable science, has been completely supported by the people who are into the field of behavioral science, sociology and psychology, as they have also contributed to the field of management. Now we will understand the system approach. A significant contribution has been made to the theory and practices of management in recent years by the introduction of the system approach, which prior to World War II was considered applicable and meaningful exclusively to physical science. अब इसके लिए we need to understand what is the meaning of system. तो system क्या होता है? It is a set of things connected or interdependent so as to form a complex unit. जैसे we'll take the example of organization. Organization क्या होता है? It is a complex structure और interdependent units जो होते हैं. Units को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Department. It is a complex structure of department which are interdependent and connected with each other. And जैसे मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट है, दैट इज कनेक्टेड विद द प्रोडक्शन. प्रोडक्शन वाला प्रोड्यूस करेंगे तो ही मार्केटिंग सेल करेगा. अगर मार्केटिंग में नौकरी छोड़ के कोई चला जाता है तो इन दैट केस दे हैव टू डू न्यू रिक्रूटमेंट, एंड रिक्रूटमेंट कैन बी पॉसिबल ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ द एचआर डिपार्टमेंट. सो थिंग्स आर interrelated with each other. So system approach define organization as a complex whole consisting of mutually interdependent part or subsystem. This subsystem are what? This subsystem are departments, and those subsystem interact with environment of which it is a part, because it is always going to get affected by the environment. So it views management as a system of interrelationship involving the process of decision making, communication, and balancing between internal and external environment. This approach says that management is an open system and it affected and affected by the environment, because neither objective nor plan can be set in the vacuum of the closed company system. मार्केट, गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशन, कंपटीटर टेक्नोलॉजी, ये सारी चीज़ क्या होती है? चेंज होती रहती है, वो अफेक्ट करती रहती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू इट प्लान एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव को चेंज करते रहना पड़ता है. सो सिस्टम अप्रोच टू मैनेजमेंट enables us to see critical variables and constant and their interaction with one another. So this is one of the important approach which has been developed in recent years. Important management theories. The need for knowing the theory and technique of management is important because of various reasons. Like management always aim to increase efficiency, it crystallize the nature of management, improve research in management, attain social goal by way of coordinating the efforts of people so that individual objective become translated into social attainment. Now कंटिजेंसी मैनेजमेंट में अभी अपने जो डिस्कस किया, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, मैनेजमेंट में कभी भी तुमको एक बेस्ट वे नहीं मिलता है टू डू अ पर्टिकुलर थिंग इन सिचुएशन, इन एनी गिवन सिचुएशन. इट ऑलवेज सजेस्ट वन ऑफ द बेस्ट वे टू डू द थिंग्स. सो कंटिजेंसी मैनेजमेंट ये बोलता है कि एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस एंड सॉल्यूशन of management problems are depend upon the circumstances. So whatever is the circumstances, according to it you have to take the call. So in that particular task a manager have to apply his knowledge to realities in order to attain desired result. So एक मैनेजर को कंटिजेंसी मतलब अपने नीड के हिसाब से, अब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की वांट के हिसाब से एंड सिचुएशन के हिसाब से you have to take the decision and you have to take the task carry forward. He has to carry forward the task. So हर एक कंडीशन में सेम ही प्रॉब्लम अराइज होता है तो उसके लिए सेम सोल्यूशन नहीं होता है. सो देयर आर वेरियस डिफरेंट सॉल्यूशन एंड इनोवेटिव आइडियाज विच यू हैव टू अप्लाई ऑन द बेस ऑफ द सिचुएशन. सो that way management theory and science do not advocate only based way to do the things in the light of every situation, but according to the situation you have to be creative, you have to be innovative to deal with the situation. Now we'll talk about the responsibility of manager. मैनेजर को मेनली 3 रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होता है टुवर्ड्स द 3 सोशल ग्रुप. फर्स्ट, जिन्होंने उसको जॉब पे रखा है उसके प्रति रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. दूसरा, जिनको वो लोग मैनेज कर रहे हैं उसके प्रति रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. और तीसरा, जिस कम्युनिटी के वो पार्ट है उसके प्रति का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. मतलब दोज हु हैव अपॉइंटेड देम, दोज whom they manage or they appointed, and third, the general community. Peter Drucker, he was also a management scholar, assigned 3 jobs to management. One, managing a business, another managing managers, and third managing workers and work. So 3 रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिया है. बिजनेस मैनेज करो, मैनेजर को मैनेज करो और वर्कर को या वर्क को मैनेज करो. टू परफॉर्म दिस वर्क, ये काम करने के लिए हेनरी मेट्सबर्ग ने मैनेजर के रोल डिफाइन किए. वो रोल 3 प्रोसेस पर डिफाइन किए. फर्स्ट इज द इंटरपर्सनल रोल. इट रिलेट्स टू हिज कॉन्टेक्ट एंड डीलिंग विथ अदर पीपल. इट इज ऑल अबाउट मेंटेनिंग अ रिलेशनशिप विद द पीपल who are working with you, under you and superior to you. Then informational role, because of his interpersonal role the manager is a unique position to get information. वो senior management से उसको information मिलता है जो worker को देना होता है. worker का feeling का या तो attitude का या तो उनकी complaints का जो information मिलता है वो senior manager को देना पड़ता है. So he is actually at the position of transmission of the information. So he has to receive and transmit the information. So ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का ओवरऑल फ्लो ऑफ द कम्युनिकेशन चलता रहे. तो दैट रोल इज द इंफॉर्मेशनल रोल. एंड द लास्ट रोल आर डिसीजन रोल. एज पर एज डिसीजन इज कंसर्न देयर आर 4 डिसीजन रोल दैट मैनेजर हैज टू परफॉर्म. फर्स्ट, he has to perform the entrepreneur's role by initiating change and taking risk which is involved into introduction of the change. Second, he has to assume a role of disturbance handler. अगर कोई disturbance होता है, कोई problem होता है internal या external reason से, तो he has to ensure that the smooth functioning of that, so he has to handle that disturbance. Then he has to perform a role of allocation of the resources, because he is going to appoint people and he is going to give responsibility to people to perform a particular task. So to give the responsibility, you also have to give authority, and authority के साथ हमेशा allocation of resources रहता ही है. And he have to be negotiator whenever there is a situation in behalf of organization. Whenever he needs to deal something, in that case he have to do a role of negotiator. So mainly there are three: interpersonal, information, and decision role. Now we'll go to the difference between administration and management. As far as administration is concerned, administration is mainly dealing with the policy making, while management is mainly into the policy implementation. Functions of administration are legislative, मतलब decide करना, rule decide करना, policy decide करना, या तो planning करना, ये सब चीज़ें किसका हाथ में administrator के हाथ में, और उसे execute करना, उसे चलाना, that is a work of management. So administration is more concerned with planning and organizing, while management is more concerned with directing, controlling, motivating, leadership, इन सब चीज़ों में. So board of director कोई भी कंपनी के होते हैं, they are into the top level, they are more about the administration, and उसके नीचे के जितने भी लोग हैं, they are a part of management. So administration is a top level management job, and फ्रॉम द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर के नीचे जितने भी लोग हैं, उन सब का काम क्या है? उन सब का काम है मैनेजमेंट का. आउट ऑफ ऑल द अबव पॉइंट वी कैन से दैट कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ लेइंग डाउन ब्रॉड पॉलिसीज एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड मैनेजमेंट क्या करता है? इट गाइड्स एंड डायरेक्ट द ऑपरेशन ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टुवर्ड अचीविंग दैट ऑब्जेक्टिव. बट अभी क्या हुआ है कि मैनेजमेंट के अंदर प्लानिंग का प्रोसेस, पॉलिसी मेकिंग का प्रोसेस और एग्जीक्यूशन का प्रोसेस तीनों इंक्लूड हो गया है. मतलब मैनेजमेंट के स्कोप वाइडन हो गए. इसीलिए मैनेजमेंट में दो टाइप के मैनेजमेंट हो गए, दो सब कैटेगरीज. वन इज द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट एंड अनदर इज द ऑपरेटिव मैनेजमेंट. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट इज अ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाला वर्क, लेइंग डाउन प्लानिंग एंड पॉलिसीज. इट मीन्स अ वर्क ऑफ प्लानिंग एंड ऑर्गेनाइजिंग. एंड operative management is the execution work that is related to directing and controlling. So जो भी conceptual difference है, it is not going to serve, it is hardly serve any purpose. Now at each level is manager is supposed to do planning and have to implement it. Now we'll talk about the managerial skills. When we talk about managerial skills, assuming that a manager is one who direct and activities of the other personnel and undertake the responsibility for achievement of objective. Through such effort, successful management seems to rest on three basic developed skills: technical, human, and conceptual. According to Professor Katz, who has developed these skills, these theories, he says that all managers require the above mentioned three managerial skills. However, a degree of these skills required varies from level to level of the management. When we talk about the conceptual skill, it is the ability to visualize the organization as a whole. मतलब पूरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को एज अ होल देखने का एबिलिटी. इट इंक्लूड्स एनालिटिकल, क्रिएटिव एंड इनिशिएटिव स्किल्स. इट हेल्प्स द मैनेजर टू आइडेंटिफाई द कॉज ऑफ अ प्रॉब्लम, नॉट द सिम्पटम. इट हेल्प्स हिम टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम फॉर द betterment of the entire organization. It also helps manager to fix the goal of the whole organization and to plan for every situation. It means this is more useful to the top level management. So human relation skill is the second skill. It is also called as interpersonal skill. It helps manager to understand communication and work with the others. It also helps manager to lead, motivate, and developing a team spirit. Human relation skill are required by all the manager at all the level, because each and every person who is working into the organization is connected to other individuals. So it plays very important role. This is so since all managers have to interact and work with the people. Technical skill. Technical skill is the ability to perform a given job. It is normally possessed by the lower level management, because ultimately lower level people are supposed to deal with the technical skill. Communication skill is required equally at all the level of management, because a manager have to communicate the plan and policy to the worker and everything. Then administrative skill, it is required by a top level management, because administration is a work of top level management. Then there is a leadership skill. Leadership skill is the ability to influence the human behavior. A manager required leadership skill to motivate the worker. This skill help manager to get work done through the worker. Then problem solving skill, that is also known as the design skill. A manager should know how to identify a problem and possesses the ability to find a best solution for solving any specific problem. This required intellect, experience, and up-to-date knowledge about the latest development practices which is going on into the field of management. So problem solving skill is a design skill also. Then decision making skill, that is also required by each and every level of management. Definitely they need to be different from top level to lower level. It seems decreasing, the scope seems decreasing at every level of management, the hierarchy when you go downside, but it should be possessed by all level management. But as far as scope of the decision making is more in the top level, it is mainly required at the top level. Competent managerial personnel, कोई भी अगर कंट्री है वो ग्रो कब होता है, जब उसमें ज़्यादा बिजनेस होगा. ज़्यादा बिजनेस करने के लिए क्या चाहिए, ज़्यादा मैनेजरियल प्रोफेशन चाहिए. तो whenever there is a country, if that country want to grow great, in that case competent manager personnel are going to play very important role. Problem of economical development is management oriented. कोई भी country का economical problem होता है, it is all about management oriented, because there are main three entities which we have studied in the starting of the chapter: household, firm and government. Household and firm is going to be interrelated as far as resources and money is concerned. If government is not able to manage the flow of it, then there is going to be economical problem. So economical development or economical problem is always related to management. Now it is needless to say that in underdeveloped and developed countries have a problem about the skillful and competent manager. मतलब जिस कंट्री में competent मैनेजमेंट होगा, मैनेजमेंट प्रोफेशनल होंगे, वो कंट्री ग्रो करेगा. अगर अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्री, इट मीन्स दैट वो कंट्री में competent मैनेजरियल पर्सनल नहीं है. अब क्यों competent मैनेजरियल पर्सनल इतना इंपॉर्टेंस रखता है, तो एज गिवन बाय उर्विक, कोई भी बिजनेस इन अ लॉन्ग रन ना कैपिटल से, ना मार्केट से, ना पैटेंट से चलता है, ना इक्विपमेंट से चलता है. बट कोई भी कंपनी in a long run successful होगा कि fail होगा, it completely depend upon the man who are working into that. The fulfillment of desired result of any organization required effectiveness and efficiency of its higher up, both individual and collectively. तो ultimate कंपनी का सक्सेस एंड फेलियर डिपेंड करता है competent managerial personnel पे. और अगर कोई भी कंट्री को ग्रो होना है, तो इन दैट केस वो कंट्री में कितना भी इन्वेस्टमेंट हो, कितना भी टेक्नोलॉजी हो, बट अगर अच्छे से हैंडल नहीं होगा वेल्थ प्रोड्यूसिंग रिसोर्सेस और गंदे से हैंडल होंगे, तो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द इनकम्पिटेंट मैनेजमेंट, और वो कंट्री कभी भी आगे नहीं आ पाएगा. सो कंट्री को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट दैट देयर मस्ट बी अ प्रॉपर efficient, effective managerial personnel should be working into the organization, by which organization can get growth, and because of that overall country will also grow. So job involvement manager का क्या होता है, तो mainly broad two areas में. एक तो distinct function related to ओन एरियाज, मतलब जो काम के लिए उसको रखा गया है उसका मेन फंक्शन जो भी काम रिलेटेड होता है वो, एंड जनरल फंक्शंस रिलेटेड टू ओवरऑल प्रॉस्पेरिटी ऑफ द कंसर्न. तो दो काम होते हैं, वन ऑन डिस्टिंक्ट फंक्शन उसका खुद का जो होता है वो, और दूसरा जनरल फंक्शन अबाउट द मोटिवेटिंग, अबाउट द रिक्रूटमेंट, अबाउट द सिलेक्शन, अबाउट द डायरेक्टिंग एवरीथिंग. तो दैट वे देयर आर मेनली टू फंक्शंस. Now concern over relationship, it must be reckoned that in this connection that among the various factors of management, optimum utilization of human resources is main important things to all of their responsibilities, since the most sensitive factor of production is a human factor, can neither be purchased nor dictated to get things done by them. So rather it requires a prudent and judicial handling through interpersonal influence exercised in a situation and directed through the communication process toward the attainment of a specific goal or goals, the lack of which may lead to complete failure of organization. A review of literature also revealed that most management writers acknowledge leadership skill as the determining trait to managerial effectiveness for the job involvement accomplishing goal with and through people in the given situation. So ultimate thing is that if you are able to manage your human resources in a better way, then and then only a good manager or good management can happen. So the most important thing to get work done from the people is the human relationship. If there is a better interpersonal relationship between manager and worker, in that case there are high chances that there will be a smooth functioning into the organization, and that organization will grow. However, there is a doubt about the extent to which executive can get their people committed in the absence of mutual relationship and attachment, which may be visualized from the way employees honor their commitment to objective, employees maintain conviction for what the organization stands for, and employees spell out their sense of belongingness to the organization. It's difficult to appraise human on the basis of relationship and behavior, but even though there are some common points which has been undertaken into the consideration are understand the psychology of the individual as well as a group, analyze the past behavior and predict future behavior, direct change and control the behavior of people, promote self-appraisal, motivate individual and group to grow. So definitely you cannot take accounting, or you cannot take consideration how to consider or how to judge where is a better relationship or where isn't better relationship. There is no measurement, a clear measurement about it, but you can get an idea by various things like psychology of individual की understand करके उनका past behavior और future behavior को analyze करके direct करके अच्छे से change and control करके behavior को self appraisal को promote करके. These are the various things. So it should be recognized that the human factor is a cockpit of all the problem in an organization. On account of its complex nature and fast changing character of socio-economical and political belief and values of the society in the perspective of education, sociology, culture, politics, economics. So these are the various factors which are going to affect the human factor into the organization. W.J. Redin has emphasized the importance of intellectual capacity as a prerequisite to managerial effectiveness, and it's important of intellectual skill on the management effectiveness. Redin view intellectual skill as the one and the most significant factor in managerial effectiveness in view of changing environment. Now, task and responsibility of professional manager. Specialized in every field, technology advancement, globalization of business result into appointment of qualified manager, because there is a lots of change into the marketplace. So qualified manager may be called a professional manager also. उनका ज़रूरत बढ़ गया. अब professional manager क्या होता है? He is an expert, trained and experienced enough to adeptly manage any type of organization, be it a manufacturing house, service organization, hospital, government agency, private organization, anything. ठीक है. The professional manager is an expert, trained, experienced enough to adeptly manage any type of organization. Professional managers होता कैसे है? तो that should be objective focused, performance oriented. Professional managers should help in meeting competitive challenges of business, should be creative and dynamic, follow management practices based on worldwide experience and information which they have gained through various experience during their job and studies, and apply theories of management which they have learned during their systematic study to solve emerging organization problem because of the external environment. Now, what other things they'll do? So first, provide direction to the firm. The first task is envisioning goal is one of the tasks that should never be delegated. Is the ability to define overchanging goals that serve to unify people and focus energies. It is about effectively declaring what's possible for the team to achieve and compelling them to accomplish more than they ever thought possible. Then managing survival and growth, ensure the survival of the firm into the critical situation. Two sets of factors impinging upon the firm's survival and growth. The first is the set of factors which are internal, and second factor are the external. तो दोनों फैक्टर से सर्वाइवल एंड ग्रोथ अफेक्ट होता है. देन मेंटेनिंग फर्म्स एफिशिएंसी. एफिशिएंसी मींस कम इनपुट एंड ज्यादा आउटपुट. द मोर आउटपुट अ मैनेजर कैन प्रोड्यूस विद द सेम इनपुट, द ग्रेटर विल बी द प्रॉफिट. मीटिंग द कॉम्पिटिटिव challenges which will arise because of the competition, because of the changing dynamics of the environment and everything. Then innovation is the most important thing, because a manager need to be innovative to deal with the situation which will come into the way of achieving the objective. Then renewal. Manager are responsible for fostering the process of renewal. Renewal has to do with providing a new process and resource. As the environment change, they have to make a change into the planning, objective and everything, the processes, policies, rules, everything. Then building human organization, as the good worker is a valuable asset for any company. So in the organization it is important to build a proper human organization. Every manager must constantly look out for the people with potential and attract them to join the company. Then leadership. Organization's success is determined the quality of leadership that is going to be executed in day out by the manager. A leader can be a manager, but a manager is not necessarily be a leader. So leadership is the power of persuasion of one person or other to inspire action toward achieving the goal. of the company. It is not about creating a motive. It is all about influencing the person, and awakening or creating a willingness into the person to get your desired result. Then change manager, as the environment change, organization have to incorporate some change in a smooth manner. So the people are going to be a manager are going to be a people who perform the task of change agent with least disturbance and resistance. And selection of information technology. Today's manager are faced with the bewildering array of information technology choice that promises to change the way work get done. Initially क्या होता था, सारी चीज मैनुअल थी, बट नाउ क्या हो गया है, बिकॉज ऑफ द चेंज इन टेक्नोलॉजी, कंप्यूटर का इंट्रोडक्शन, इंटरनेट, इंट्रानेट, टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, seemingly influencing range of software application, confront the modern manager with the challenge of using the best technology. Various technologies are coming day in and day out, so a manager have to understand the technology. He need to understand the implication of that technology, and according to it they have to deal with the technology. So this is all about the chapter number 1 of the management. In the next coming chapter we will understand each and every function of the management in detail. Thank you. Now let us solve objective of chapter number 1. The first objective into the book is management is a profession, because if anything want to be a profession, there are 4 qualities जो satisfy होनी चाहिए. So out of the option given, option C, specialized knowledge is required. That is the satisfacting quality. So C is the right answer. Who has presented very first the concept of management process? Management process का सबसे पहले concept दिया गया था हेनरी फेयोल के द्वारा. So option C is the right answer. Now postgrad is given by, so it is given by Luther Gulick. So option B is the right answer. Now question number 4. Dash is the putting the knowledge of science easily into the practice. किसी भी चीज को practice करना, that is related to art. So option B is the right answer. Question number 5. Who is considered as the father of modern management? Father of modern management and father of scientific management. These are the 2 things which we have studied. Father of modern management is Henry Fayol. Now, how many principle of management is given by Henry Fayol? There are total 14 principle which is given by Henry Fayol and 6 activities which is given by him. In which principle of Henry Fayol key to success leadership is given? That is given into the principle of discipline. Now, which French engineer and industrialist gave the list of principle of management? So that is given by Henry Fayol, which we have already studied in this chapter, and there are 14 principle of it. The objective of management is, there are mainly 4 objectives: optimum result, corporate governance, sound industrial relation, all of the above. When we talk about the objective which is given in the book, option A, optimum results, is the right answer. And management is A, art, science, or art and science. Then option C is the right answer, art and science. Hawthorne experiment was done in between 1928 and 32 by Elton Mayo. So question number 11, Hawthorne experiment was made by Elton Mayo. Option B is the right answer. Question number 12, management denotes only a function, only a discipline, or only a people who manage? To know, it denotes all the things. It is a function, discipline, and people who manage it. So all of the above. Option D is the right answer. Question number 13, management as an art is what? It is a personal ability and skill. B, to do work speedily. C, specify type of art. And D, taking top level decision. So option A, personal ability and skill, is the right answer. To guide and supervise the worker. The guiding and supervising is a work of the initiating activity of management, that is a directing. So for the question number 14, right answer is C. Question number 15, that is important function of management is the allocation of resource, reutilization of resources, optimum use of resources, and arrangement of resource. The right answer is option C. Question number 16, at one stage in business, we need a class of person to take decision and another class of trained personnel for effectively implementing the same. Whatever is done by this class is implementation ka kaam. There are mainly 2 categories was there. One is the administration, will lay down the plan and policy, and another is the work of implementation, that is done by the management. So here the question is about the implementation, so it is done by the management. So option C is the right answer. Now question number 17, controlling. is to what controlling is चेक करना परफॉर्मेंस का एज पर द प्लान है कि नहीं. अगर एज पर द कंफर्मिटी नहीं है तो टेक द करेक्टिव एक्शन एंड मेक इट एज पर द प्लान एंड रिमूव द डेविएशन. सो in the question number 17, controlling is to check whether the work is in conformity with the plan or not. So option D is the right answer. Now question number 18. The allocation of authority and responsibility among different persons is known as, it is a work of organizing. So option B is the right answer. Question 19. The initial or primary function of the management. सबसे पहले क्या काम होता है? तो that is a work of planning. So option A is the right answer. Question number 20. Management and administration are what to do each other? It is a complementary to each other. In the administration, planning and policies are going to be decided, organizing is going to be done, and directing and controlling is the work of management, which is going to be followed by the administration. So this both work are complementary. Then 21. Management includes managing business, managing manager, and managing man and work. According to whom? It is according to Peter Drucker. Question number 22. Administration is a part of policies, decisions, target or management. So it is a part of management. Then 23. At which level administration work is more required? As we have already studied, it is more required on the top level. So option B is the right answer. Question number 24. Which skill is required at the middle level of management? At the middle level of management, human skill is there which is required out of all the options given to us. So option B is the right answer. Question number 25. According to Henry Fayol, what is the true line? So management include the function of planning, organizing, directing, coordinating and controlling. This is the thing given by Henry Fayol. So option B is the right answer. According to Peter Drucker, which is the right? So management include managing a business, managing a manager and managing man and work. So option A is the right answer for the question number 26. Postcop was given by, it is a repeat question. Again the answer is Luther Gulick. The main work of administration is what? To decide the target, to plan for the entire organization, to implement policies framed by management and to formulate the policies. When we talk about the administration, it decide about the plan for the entire organization, formulate policy and decide the target. So true answer is option A, B and D, all of them. A, B and D, three of them. Then question number 29. Conflict between the experts and professionals are avoided due to proper coordination. So option D is the right answer. Dash is the rein which leads a business vehicle to the predetermined path and ultimately to achievement of the enterprise objective. Enterprise का objective achieve करने के लिए और predetermined path पे चलाने के लिए कौन सा चीज काम में आता है? तो controlling, क्योंकि controlling में अगर चीजें predetermined path पे नहीं है तो corrective action लेके variation जो भी होगा उसको down किया जाता है और as per the objective या as per the plan activities हो उसके लिए काम किया जाता है. So controlling is the right answer. Question number 31. Father of scientific management is a Frederick Taylor. Option C is the right answer. The success of principle of management depends upon human nature, because ultimately in the management you are supposed to get your work done with the people. So the human is going to play very important role. So success or failure depends upon the human nature mainly. Henry Fayol is a French industrialist and engineer. So option C is the right answer for the question number 33. Now question number 34. Henry Fayol published his book describe function of management in year 1916. So option B is the right answer. Henry Fayol presented dash principle of management. It is also a repeat question. 14 principle of management. Question number 36. For the optimum utilization of employee skill, it is necessary to adopt the principle of division of labor, because when you divide the work into the doing and thinking, in that case also you will get the benefit, plus when you divide the work among the people you will get the benefit of specialization, and specialization is nothing but it is an employee skill. So principle of division of labor is the main principle for that. Option A is the right answer. Question number 37. According to the principle of dash, employee and worker get salary and wages for service rendered. जो भी services दिया है उसके लिए, जो भी काम किया है उसके लिए सैलरी या वेजेस प्रॉपर मिलना चाहिए. दैट इज एज पर द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ रेम्यूनरेशन ऑफ पर्सनल. सो राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 38. डैश मेक्स द अकम्प्लिशमेंट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्टिव इजी, increase the job satisfaction with coordination and cooperation of worker. This principle is option B, principle of division of labor. Question number 39. In order to make implementation of decision taken by planning, the main important thing is control. Control is required. So option C is the right answer. Question number 40. Management means, management is nothing but it is an art of getting things done. The art of getting the work done. Option C is the right answer. Question number 41. What was the designation of Henry Fayol? He was an engineer. So option A is the right answer. Mr. Henry Fayol is a management expert of which country? That is a question number 42. And he was basically from France. So option D is the right answer. The word management derives its origin from the Greek word nomos. So option A. Question number 44. The process of getting things done through and with people. Through and with. That is given by Kuntz and O'Donnell. Question number 45. Scholar belong to which school believe that management theory can only be developed by the study analysis of the case and comparative approach. Case study approach is an empirical approach. So option C is the right answer. 46. Which school consider management as behavioral science or leadership or human relation approach and feel that study should be based on interpersonal relationship? Interpersonal relationship is an interpersonal approach. So option A is the right answer. 47. Scholars belong to which school believe that management as a study the behavior pattern of member and group in the organization? So it is all about the group. So group behavior approach. Option B is the right answer. Next question 48. Which approach is concerned with the persons or organizational groups making the decision or the analysis of the decision making process? This is more focused about the decision making. So this approach is a decision theory approach. Option C is the right answer. Question number 49. Which group consists of operation researcher and analyst and are of the opinion that if planning, decision making, organizing, etc. conform to logical process, then the same can be easily and suitably be presented in mathematical symbol? Here the focus is more on the mathematics. So it is a mathematical approach. Option D is the right answer. Question number 50. Which approach fundamentally recognizes that there is a center core of knowledge? As when we were studying the chapter, I have informed you that center core of knowledge, that is all about the operational approach. So center core of knowledge about managing which exists only in management. So the true answer is operational approach, that is option D. Now question number 51. Science and art are mutually exclusive? False. Those are not mutually exclusive because management is the thing which will be under the set of science also and under the set of art also. So whenever there is an intersection between science and art, management will come into the intersection wala part, which is common in both science and art. So it is not mutually exclusive. Question number 52. Success on the part of executive essentially call for capability to promote self-appraisal. That is false. Question number 53. Management is which type of science? It is a variable science. This dash is the quality of management. Question number 54. Dash is the quality of management. Quality that management does not possess so as to be called a professional. 1. Entry restricted. वो fulfill नहीं होता था. तो option C is the right answer. That is a restricted entry. Now question number 55. Interpersonal behavior is also known as, that is known as leadership approach, human relation approach. So option C, both A and B are the right answer. Question number 56. Interpersonal behavior include interpersonal relation, personality dynamic, relation and culture. Yes, all of these three things are going to be included into the interpersonal behavioral. So option D, all of the above is the right answer. Question number 57. Group behavioral approach emphasizes more on A. Recognition of organized enterprise as a social organization. B. Institutional foundation of organizational authority. And C. Influence of formal organization and social factor. So answer is going to be D, all of the above. Lower level manager are more concerned with planning, controlling, organizing or directing. They are more concerned with the directing. Middle level manager are more concerned with planning, controlling, organizing or directing. So they are more concerned with the organizing. And top level management are more concerned with planning. So option A is the right answer for question number 60. 61. What is the essence of management? So coordination is the essence of management. Option C is the right answer. 62. Who developed the principle of motion economy? That is developed by Frank Grillparth. So option C is the right answer.